Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making my predictions for the two-night most stupendous extravaganza, WrestleMania 40. So we'll kick things off with the match for the WWE Women's Championship, where we'll see Io Sky putting her title on the line against the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Bayley. Now this match will be taking place on night 2, the Sunday portion of this two-night event. There's also a short hype video about this match already up on the channel. It was uploaded today at 9 a.m. Plus there'll be another one tomorrow for another match later on that I'll be telling you about. So for this match, I think that Bayley will go in and win the Women's Championship here, defeating Io Sky. I think with Bayley saying she was going to destroy her creation and damage control and go through them all one by one, I think this caps off this feud where she ends and defeats the champion, the top person in damage control, Io Sky. And we put a bow on this and we move on, because I feel like this WrestleMania, it feels like 90 to 95% of these matches that we're going to have are just the ending of the feud, and we aren't going to see these people again face off for a good amount of time. So in our first match, I think Bayley will be winning the Women's Championship. Now on to match number 2. And match number 2 will be LA Knight taking on AJ Styles. This will also be on night 2. Now for me, this match feels like this will be setting up who could potentially be the next challenger for one of the world championships, depending on how that all ends up at the end of the weekend here. And I think with LA Knight having the most recent opportunity at these world championships on a singles match level, I believe AJ Styles will be walking out the victor here, defeating LA Knight. I think we could be sensing a shift into where heels will now be becoming the new challengers instead of babyfaces being ready to go for the world titles. And I think AJ fits that mold, obviously a lot better than LA Knight right now. And also I think LA Knight will be going in for the US or the Intercontinental Championships instead down the road, and not be challenging for the top prizes as we currently sit here in WWE. So I think AJ Styles will walk out with the win, defeating LA Knight and moving on to the World Championship title picture. So now on to our next match, and that'll be a triple threat for the WWE United States Championship, where we'll see Logan Paul putting his title on the line against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens on night 2. Now for me, I believe that Logan Paul will get his comeuppance here and be kind of taken out of the picture for a little bit, and then ultimately eating the pin for whoever wins the championship. And I believe that Randy Orton will become the new United States Champion here at WrestleMania. With Orton getting the title, I can see this branching off in many different ways. Like I stated in the LA Knight match, I could see him going after Randy Orton if he's the US champion. Him and Owens could have their own feud over the title. If Logan Paul is sticking around for full on until SummerSlam, if he's going to be there every week, him and Randy, he can complain and somehow try to weasel his way into another title match. And there's also part of me that thinks this could be like Randy Orton's last big title win at WrestleMania kind of thing. Like, here it is at the 40th one, he did it, he won a championship. This could be like that capping moment for his WrestleMania career, to where he's just like putting people over and just in like in between matches for the rest of the time. And this could be used as the Randy Orton shifting more into the supporting role in his career in WWE. So now on to match number 4 of the weekend, and that'll be a Philadelphia street fight where we'll see the Pride of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits take on the Final Testament of Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. Now for this match, I can kind of see it going either way, because I don't know what to think of the Final Testament, to be completely honest. Like, if they win this, okay, like maybe Karrion Kross gets that title match that we thought he was getting when he first came back to WWE, and everyone's like, oh, he's getting mixed in with Roman, and then just nothing happened. But I think with the attacks leading to this match, I think the Pride of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits will get the win and defeat the Final Testament here. I think they could use the win more. This boosts them up to where we can maybe see the Street Profits going for the tag team titles, which I'm kind of surprised they weren't thrown into that match, but with this match happening, it makes sense now. And I also think Lashley could be setting his sights on singles gold, and this will help boost him up to, hey, Lashley's now back in his groove. He's moved on from the Final Testament. He defeated Karrion Kross's guys, and now it's time for him to go for some singles gold. So maybe we'll see all the guys in this group become champions in the near future. But there's also a small part of me that thinks this is the one match where the feud will continue past WrestleMania. So now on to match number 5 of the weekend, and that'll be for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther will be putting the title on the line against Sami Zayn on night 1. Now I see a lot of people thinking that Sami needs to win this, and he's going to win this, and while I think that is a very good possibility, I don't see the reign of Gunther ending here at WrestleMania. I believe he'll be keeping the Intercontinental Championship here, defeating Sami Zayn. I just see all the build up with Sami Zayn training with Chad Gable and everything, to where it's like he's ready, he can do this. Wow, Gunther ran him over on Raw, like maybe he's gonna overcome this, and all of a sudden here comes reality, and Gunther just smashes Sami Zayn and keeps his title, and then Sami's just sitting there looking and wondering what just happened. This also puts Sami back in that spot before he was on this little run, to where he's like, I don't know if I got it anymore and all this stuff. And I can also see Chad Gable getting the next crack at Gunther, to where the title reign more than likely would come to an end. So now on to our next match on night 1 of WrestleMania, and that'll be a 6-woman tag match, to where we'll see Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair team up to take on Damage Control's Dakota Kai and the Kabuki Warriors. Not a lot of crazy insight here, with Bianca Belair's got a streak to uphold, and this is Jade Cargill's first match in WWE with a single-digit amount of participants in the match, and I believe Jade, Naomi, and Bianca Belair will be winning this match, defeating Damage Control. My only question with this match is afterwards, since they just defeated a team with the women's tag team champions on it, who branches off to be the tag team to maybe go after those titles? Or is this just like, hey, we beat Damage Control, we'll see you later, we don't need those titles, pal, and they move on to something else? Maybe even somewhat of a feud within the group, where someone branches off at a show later down the road, maybe at the end of the week on SmackDown, and that's our next feud for whoever the two could be after this 6-woman tag match on Saturday night. So now on to match number 7 of the weekend, and that'll be the Brothers Colliding, where we'll see Jimmy Uso take on Jey Uso. Now in this match, I see Jey Uso defeating Jimmy here, winning the brother collision, to where we start seeing and hearing about, will the Bloodline survive the weekend? How's this gonna react to the tag match that'll happen on later on this Saturday night portion of the evening? Is this a sign of things to come for the Bloodline, for the whole pay-per-view PLE as a whole here, to where one guy went down, will this affect everyone else? And I also think with Jey winning here, he's easily could be the #1 contender for the World Championship on Raw, to where he takes on either Rollins or McIntyre, whoever walks out with the title the next night, or maybe even a third man who could walk out with that title next night. I think Jey Uso will just be sitting there, and he more than likely, I think, is the next challenger for the world title after he defeats his brother here on night 1 of WrestleMania 40. So now on to match number 8 of the evening, that will also be taking place on Saturday night, and that'll be our 6-pack tag team ladder match for the WWE tag team titles, where we'll see the Judgment Day's Damian Priest and Finn Balor putting their titles up for grabs against DIY, The Awesome Truth, The New Day, A-Town Down Under, and New Catch Republic. There's been something put out in the air, to where Michael Cole said something on commentary, to where the match ends when all the titles are taken down, so people think we could be seeing the tag team titles getting split, which would make sense. But in my prediction, I think just one team's winning this, and I don't even think this is a real shock to anyone. I think R-Truth and The Miz, The Awesome Truth, become the new tag team champions here. I think this gives R-Truth his WrestleMania moment. This gives Miz a Mania moment that people won't hate for him. This also, I think, puts a little bit of a bow on the Judgment Day R-Truth situation, but let's be honest, he's going to pop up on Monday and be like, hey guys, I kept the tag team titles in the group, and then more shenanigans will ensue. So my other question is this the last time we see Damian Priest inside the ring for either night of WrestleMania? So now on to match number 9 of the weekend, and this will also be on night 1, where we'll see the LWO of Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee take on Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Now this tag match just feels like a continuation of last year's match between Dominic and Rey, just with more people involved, but I can see it to where the LWO wins, like Rey beats Dominic, it's whatever, and then I can also see a chance to where Santos and Dominic win because someone defects from the LWO over to LDF. But I think, just in hindsight, just thinking about it a little bit more, I think Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee get the win here at WrestleMania, defeating Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I see this being used as a, hey, Dom got his stuff here, brother. He got his comeuppance. His dad beat him again. Ha ha ha. And I also think this could be used as a big moment for Dragon Lee to where he wins on the biggest stage that he's possibly ever wrestled on. And also, like, hey, he could be the next luchador guy, because you know there's going to be someone who thinks that Dragon Lee is Rey Mysterio at some point. Maybe even on the night when this match happens, you're going to hear to see it somewhere. Maybe an intoxicated family member who's watching the show or just seeing it for the first time or something like that, or some big dumb dipshit on the internet. You know you're going to see it. But in this match, I think this will be a good launching point for Dragon Lee to, like, hey, he got a big win at WrestleMania. Let's see what the future will hold for this guy. And this is also a cap for Rey and Dom for now, until maybe we'll see a mask versus hair match between these two sometime down the road. So now on to match number 10 of WrestleMania. And this is our second to last match on night one, and that'll be for the WWE Women's World Championship, where Rhea Ripley putting her title on the line against Becky Lynch. Now in this battle of who's the best woman in the past 5 or so years between Ripley and Becky Lynch, I think that Rhea Ripley will be retaining her championship here, defeating Becky Lynch. I think the reign of Ripley will continue. I already see her versus Liv Morgan more than likely happening at the next Premium Live event in France. I also see this match being added to, like, we know, like, the 4 horsewomen, whenever they're around, they can go right up to that title picture because they have so much history and they've done so much stuff. So where now, along with Bianca Belair, this adds Rhea Ripley into that mix to where she can just go up anytime, anywhere. She did this at WrestleMania. She's done all this stuff. She can now be one of those people in the division to where she just jumps up and can go for the world title at any chance just because of what she's done in the past and what she's going to continue doing on in the future here. I also think we'll see somewhat of a character change out of Becky Lynch after this match. If she sticks around, or maybe she disappears for a couple weeks and months to come back and then be some new type of Becky Lynch that we'll see. More than likely, I think, lean more on the heel side, take on all these other babyface challengers in the women's division for some fresh new matchups for the man. So now on to our second to last match for night 2, and that'll be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, where we'll see Seth Rollins defend his title against Drew McIntyre with CM Punk on commentary. Now for me, I think there's a big possibility that if Damian Priest doesn't get demolished or fall off the top of Lincoln Financial Field on night 1 in that tag match, that he cashes in and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion here. With Punk on commentary, I can just see the shot to where McIntyre and Rollins just keep, like, looking at him, trying to one-up each other. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. To where they just get distracted. They've beaten the hell out of each other. And all of a sudden, here comes Priest sliding in, finally cashing in that briefcase, and he becomes new champion. And Punk is just sitting there at the commentary table laughing at these two to, like, you idiots forgot about this guy who's just sitting here waiting to strike at any moment. But of the two participants, if this match goes straight through with no one coming in, I believe Drew McIntyre will become the new World Heavyweight Champion. I think with Rollins being in that tag match the night before and what happened on Raw last night, I think this all adds up to where Rollins is just scraping by and it's just not going to work, and McIntyre's going to catch him and become the new champion. This also adds to the eventual feud, if they're both still around, between McIntyre and Punk when the injuries healed up, to where he stole another Punk moment to where he defeated Rollins and became champion at WrestleMania, while Punk had to sit there and talk about it and watch on commentary. So now on to our main events of WrestleMania's night 1 and 2, the Bloodline portion of the evening. We'll start things off with the main event of Saturday night. It's a tag team match. We'll see The Rock and Roman Reigns team up to take on Cody Rhodes and, at the time, World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. And the stipulation here is if the Bloodline wins, the match between Roman and Rhodes night 2 becomes a Bloodline rules match where anything goes. But if Rollins and Rhodes win and defeat the Bloodline here, the Bloodline will be banned from the arena for night 2, and it would more than likely, you'd think, would be a one-on-one match between Cody and Roman for the title. So in this tag team match, I see Triple H trying to throw us off the scent with the way that Raw ended, to where it's like, oh, maybe Cody and Seth are going to win the tag match, and then who knows what happens night 2. But I think WrestleMania weekend starts as a nightmare for the American Nightmare, and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins lose to the Bloodline here, making the title match on night 2 a Bloodline rules match. Now after this match ends, Cody's going to look devastated, and everyone's going to be scared to death of what's going to happen on night 2 because, oh no, it's Bloodline rules, which means anyone could help. So I guess Cody was too dumb to find friends this year. Oh wait, no, he's been finding friends the entire time, which will then then lead us into our main event of the weekend for the Universal Championship, where Roman Reigns will be putting his title on the line against Cody Rhodes. This will also be the second hype video short that'll be up tomorrow at 9 a.m. of the PLE of WrestleMania, so come on back to watch that. So in this match, with my predictions right from the match before on Saturday night, I think this will be a Bloodline Rules match, and I think this sets up all hell to break loose, where we'll see The Rock, Jimmy, Solo, maybe Paul Heyman takes a crack at Cody. It's just looking dire for the American Nightmare, and the reign of Roman will continue until here comes Jay to help Cody. Here comes Rollins to help Cody. I think we're going to see anyone who's ever had a cross word with the Bloodline, had a problem with Roman Reigns, I think we're going to somehow see them in this match. The New Day, they've had a problem with Roman in the past. They could be out here. Maybe if John Cena has the day off from his acting gig, he can come out here. He's had a problem with Roman and The Rock. Maybe Stone Cold gets running out there on his ATV. He's had a couple of run-ins, maybe one or two with The Rock that we've seen. Maybe Drew McIntyre has a moment of clarity where he's like, the Bloodline screwed me over. I'm going to help this guy out and then I'll go on my own way. He comes out to hell. Rey Mysterio had that Hell in a Cell on SmackDown. I think people don't even remember happened against Roman Reigns. Maybe he's somehow involved here. He's had a relationship with Cody. LA Knight had a run-in with the Bloodline. Maybe he's popping out here. I think we get it by now. If everyone who's had an issue with the Bloodline shows up here, I think this all leads to the reign of Roman ending, and Cody Rhodes finally defeats him and becomes the new Universal Champion. Now Rhodes will get to celebrate. Hopefully no one pelts him with a rubber chicken this year because he won and things go better for him. And I think that Rhodes then runs on his reign here. I think his next match, if the LA Knight AJ match goes the way I think it is, I think AJ is his obvious next challenger on SmackDown. I think we'll have a big celebration moment to end the show, or maybe Cody's getting picked up or he stands up on the turnbuckle like the picture of Dusty at MSG when he had the title for the moments that he had it for before it got taken away. We get that. Then we have a big celebration on Raw the next night. But there's this one thing that I know is going to happen, and it's going to be annoying for all of us to see, and that's going to be the Roman guys who this is their boy, ride or die. This is him, to where if there's a slight slip up in any of the things that people bitch about on the internet about any of the wrestling stuff, it's going to be Cody's fault, and they shouldn't have taken the belt off of Roman. Roman should have held the belt for 100 years. And we're just going to have to deal with that for the next year plus, more than likely. Then we'll see how the roads go for Cody on his title reign when he finally does the one thing that no one in the Rhodes family's done before, and that's become the WWE Champion. So that'll do it for my predictions for the two-night extravaganza, the biggest WrestleMania to ever exist, WrestleMania 40. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Shorts will be out tomorrow for the Roman Cody and Bloodline feud. That'll be out 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bayley Io Sky's short's already out. That came out today, so make sure to watch those. 49er stuff, that'll keep pumping out until this league dies. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you like what I'm doing on the channel and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.